If you ever sat down to build a Home Assistant automation and felt like you needed a degree in Home Assistant internals just to get started, this release is for you. Home Assistant 2026.7 is in beta right now, and it ships what I think is one of the biggest changes to the automation editor in years. I'll show you exactly what that means in a few minutes, but trust me, once you see it, you'll wonder how we lived without it. And on top of that, the old Activity Logbook has been completely rebuilt into a slick timeline. There's a brand new Update All button, ZHA Zigbee Management has been overhauled, and 10 new integrations have joined the party. This is Home Assistant 2026.7 beta. The final release is due on Wednesday the 1st of July, but if you want to get your hands on it right now, I'll tell you how at the end of this video. If this video helps you out, a like and a subscribe really means a lot to me. Let's start with the headline, because this one affects every single person who has ever built an automation. Let's start with purpose-specific triggers and conditions in automations. When you go to settings and then go to automations and scenes, you will see a brand new automation editor. It was already there when you activated it through labs, but now it is final and now everybody has to use this. So if I go to create automation and I go to create new automation, then I have add trigger, add condition, add action. If I go to add trigger, I have this new interface and now I can search on different things. For instance, let's search for motion. So I can say if motion is detected, and then I can add a target. And now I can, for instance, choose for an area and my area office. So I can say if motion is detected in the office, so I don't really have to address a specific motion sensor. Then let's go to conditions. For instance, sun. Let's say, and if the sun is set, as you can see, there is this orange cross, which means that this condition is not met. So let's add another condition. Sun is up. Then you see that is a green check mark that this condition is met. But let's remove this one. So, and if the sun is set, then do a specific action. For instance, add action, do something with my light. Turn on light. And I can also choose a target here. Let's choose an area again. Office. So now if motion is detected and the sun is set, turn on the light in my office. And as you can see, there are 83 lights in my office. Wow. And if I open this, you see all the lights that I have in my office. And for motion detected, you see the same. So this is a big change for how automations work. But you can still use the old way of automations. Let's click don't save. Create automation, create new automation, add trigger. And I can also go to by type. And then for instance, scroll all the way down, click entity and then use state. So I can still act on the state of a certain entity. For instance, this one, and then I can, well, from any state to, well, on, for instance. So I can still use the old way of doing things. Furthermore, YAML is not going away. You can still edit your automations in YAML. So you can still go to the YAML editor and edit your automations in YAML. Next to that, the documentation for triggers, conditions and actions is finished. Let's go to the documentation for triggers. And then I can search, for instance, for motion. Let's say motion detected. And I get all the information about triggers, how to use them in an automation, what the options are in the UI, each, first, all, for at least. how you can use it in YAML, options in YAML, targets of the trigger, behavior with multiple targets, etc, etc. Same counts for conditions. Let's say for instance sun. Let's say if sun is set, then you get the information about this condition and how to use it. And the same with available actions. For instance, let's search for light. You see light, color extractor, alligator light, light, toggle a light, turn off a light, turn on a light. Let's open this one. You see how you can use it in an automation or in a script, what the options are in the UI, using the action in YAML, options in YAML, etc, etc. Really cool that this is finished as well. Then the activity logbook. Let's go to activity. Don't save this automation. And now you see the new activity logbook. It looks like a timeline now, where you see everything happening in your system. If I click on the date, you can also change it to how much time it was ago. It is real time. So this is going to change over time. And you also see that the icons get a certain color when they are triggered. So for instance, office motion was set to on here. If I click on this one, then I also see this timeline over here. So I see the timeline also in the entity myself. Really nice. Then another thing is the update option. If I go to settings and then click on my updates, then you see that the updates are now categorized. So I have a specific card for Home Assistant, I have a card for my Hex updates, I have a card for my apps updates. And if I show the skipped updates, I also see my skipped updates in a specific card and even a not installable update on a card. And now I can just click update all and all the apps are updated one by one. That is also really cool. Then let's go to my tutorial dashboard, edit it. I'm going to add a tile card for now. And I'm going to say uptime. Click this. Now I can go to content, and what you can now see is that there is a time format field here. So I can choose relative. So now it says 3 hours ago. I can choose total. That doesn't really do much for this time. I can choose date. So it shows the date. I can choose time. It shows the time. And I can choose date and time. Also a very nice quality of life thing that has been added. Also, when I go to settings, you will see that there is now a specific place for infrared here. And there's also one for RF, but I don't have RF. So here I see all my infrared devices now here, and I can see what I can do with them. Also a nice little thing that has been added, but makes your life easier. Then when I go and I have to do that on my live environment, if I go to apps and I go to Matter server and I go to open web UI, you will see that this got an overhaul as well. A nice interface. I can choose my thread devices, my Wi-Fi devices. I can click on everything and see what the information about that is. So the Matter.js is also final now. Also, ZHA has gotten an overhaul. I don't use ZHA, I use Zigbee to MQTT, so I cannot show it. But if you open your ZHA interface, you will see a much nicer interface, and that makes life easier as well. Let's go over to the integrations. So here are the new integrations. Some to mention is Dropbox, for instance, because Dropbox is an integration that you can now use to store your backups to Dropbox. Really nice one. Let's see, I had another thing to mention, that is noteworthy improvements to existing integrations. SwitchBot Cloud can now upload images to the SwitchBot AI Artframe. So let's see if I can do that. Going to settings, going to developer tools, actions, search for SwitchBot upload AI Artframe image. And yes, I can select my device. I have 2 of those art frames, for instance the Artframe medium, and I can add an image URL and then perform the action, and then that image will be uploaded to my Artframe. That image should be on my Home Assistant server or somewhere on the internet. Then let's go over to the other noteworthy changes. There is one interesting one here. That's the Raspberry Pi firmware update entity. If you're running Home Assistant on the Raspberry Pi, you can now keep its firmware up to date from within Home Assistant. Very nice for all you Raspberry Pi users. And the templates are snappier. So the templates engine is optimized by Frank, and now it is much faster. Really cool. Thank you, Frank. And before you update, always check the backward incompatible changes so you don't get surprised when you update your Home Assistant. Here is the list. I'll put the link down below. And see if you have some of these devices and see what has changed. For instance, Reolink is one that I have. The Reolink Dual PoE and Dual Wi-Fi dual lens cameras now expose a sub-device per lens. So that is different. And there's also another thing that I wanted to show, and that's the purpose-specific triggers and conditions. Because now that the purpose-specific triggers and conditions have become final, you will see that some of the triggers has changed. Battery.low is now battery.became_low, etc. Schedule.turned_on is now schedule.block_started. So if you created automations already using these keys, then you might have to change them. Remember, this is the beta. The final 2026.7 release drops on Wednesday, the 1st of July. If you want to help test the beta, check the release notes at homeassistant.io. The link is in the description. And if you find a bug, the GitHub issue tracker is where to report it. If this video was helpful, a like and a subscribe helps the channel a lot. Before I go, a massive thank you to all my supporters on Patreon, Ko-fi and through paid YouTube channel memberships. If you'd like to join them and help keep this channel independent, you can find the links in the description. Your support is what makes all of this possible. Thank you, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye. There's a plane. I cannot even do this.